Yeah, just
Oh,
there's no difference there, honey. It's the same thing.
yeah.
Okay. Jamie's not gonna be joining maybe until later if she can. She's got homeschool stuff and kids right now, but let's do this. Oh wait, I gotta do the correct share screen. How you taught me.
Oh, with the sound.
Learned. That's
We're
key.
all teaching each other.
Oh, you're doing amazing. No, I feel like I'm getting so much too from you. All right. Jamie's gonna join us in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Unless you guys are okay with waiting 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have an inspiring story they want to share?
Well, I just talked to our pest control guy and it cost him, you're laughing. I mean, besides me signing up for termite control, which we needed, I found out he's got his own entrepreneurship of his enrollment to be one of those travel agents, $10,000 and then 5,000 more for something. I'm like, I'm thinking, ours is a better deal. But anyway, so then I'm thinking, okay, well, he's not really a prospect. But then I said, what is your, and I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend, what are they doing now that you've had a baby that's 3 months old? Maybe she would like to learn about Juice Plus and Tower Garden and have her own business. And so he took my card and gummies and shake, and we'll see. So that was this morning, right in our very own house.
Everybody's a prospect.
Everybody's a prospect, especially if they enter the house. I'm like, those Tower Gardens?
It's
Anyway.
hard not to be when you have that many cool tower gardens set up. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
eye-catching.
Oh, so during the Empower Hour, also, I thought I could get kicked out of one of those groups. You're not really supposed to like take a conversation to Messenger, because then they could like blast you. This person's reaching out to sell something. You know what I mean? I just imagined all that. Thank goodness that didn't happen. So I saw this lady, Doug said, go to your groups on Facebook. So I did. And I was listening to you, honey. Yeah, and so this was a Jack's homeschool group, which we're not really, like the usual homeschoolers. But I said, hi, Jessica. I wish Power Hour, that's what it was called too. It sounded great. So instead I thought of how I could relate and wondered if you have ever used the Tower Garden. I know of one homeschooler who got it free for their kiddo. Also, I'm thinking it would be good for your STEM and a business write-off for you. Also, I share Tower Gardens and they are awesome and come with the curriculum too. Thankfully, she was open. Wow, thank you for reaching out about this. It's like an indoor hydroponic system. So then we're in conversation. So
That's
Yay.
cool.
So that was social media.
Question.
Look at you.
You said that, did I understand that the person that you said you knew of a person who got a Tower Garden free for their child?
They did a grant somehow. I did write to her because then after I said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know nothing about it. So let me see if she wrote me back. She's on our team. Her name's Sonia Malou.
Okay.
She hasn't written me back yet, but I know that way back when she got hers free. And so, so then this lady did mention something, which I think might be first steps or something. She said, okay, that's awesome. I need to check about my lease. I'm also trying to get an app approved as a step up provider. So I don't know what step up is.
It's another grant. We have Teal in our team, and she bought last year one Tower Garden through that grant. And she was sharing with me. And she's very active. So you can go to her, by the way.
I don't know her.
She told me that actually Tower Garden, it's working personally with the state or whoever is funding this. So because how they used to do it is you pay and then they reimburse you. So it's gonna be directly with Tower Garden where the people doesn't have to pay and then get reimbursed.
Oh, nice.
She said that it's
this a
within 45
homeschool
days. for that to be approved,
45 days?
to be approved.
So it's coming.
Rolling. Mhm.
So Step Up program, is that a homeschool program or grant for homeschool?
One of
people?
many. Mhm.
Is that the name of the grant?
I don't know. I guess we have to look that up.
I'm gonna, hold on, she sent me, and I forwarded to Ariane.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. That'd be good.
Yeah, that is good. I'm writing that down.
That would be good to know. Um,
Mm.
Is it Fresh Market? Is it Whole Foods or Fresh Market? Okay.
Dr. Nalani, I just pasted.
Thank you.
Power, the power plant life, plant powered life. Okay. Really? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, good. Jamie's on. Okay. I'm gonna share screen.
In the meantime, I don't have anything in. Did you put something in the chat, you said? Because I don't have anything in my chat.
Me neither.
Oh, I thought.
Oh,
you-
I never sent it. My apologies. I copied it.
Thank you.
So just to recap, what we're doing is, this is not typically part of the Power 30, but there's so many videos that Kristen Boss has created to help with social selling online. And so we watched one of the videos yesterday about how it takes about roughly 90 days to consistently post regularly 5, if not 7 days a week, 90-day, give it a try, a full run. And in that time frame, you will see a swing in your engagement and maybe potentially your sales. And most people don't give it the full 90 days. I think we could say this is kind of true for all Juice Plus sales in general. Give it 90 days of doing your DMO, connecting with people. And so what I like is that she gives a lot of great verbiage about kind of helping us think about social media. And so this is one of her next videos in the lineup that we're going to watch. If we have enough time, maybe we can watch 2. And then if at the end of that, then we'll do the Power 30 that she teaches. So you can do a social media post today. Okay, let's do it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move right along into really getting deep into organic marketing. Okay, first things first, no matter where you're showing up, you have to understand your role or your identity with your audience. You have to understand positioning, how to position yourself with your audience in a way that establishes a relationship with them and helps them see you as somebody they trust to solve their problems. Because that is what being an entrepreneur is. That's what being in business is. You are offering solutions for problems people have. They pay you money to solve a problem they have. So they have to see you as a problem solver, which means they have to see you as a helper. They have to see you as some form of authority. Now, in the organic marketing workbook, I talk about becoming the expert, and some of you really freak out around the term expert. I'm talking about you stepping into the identity of an expert, not you, actually being an expert of all things. Like some of you are like, well, I need to go study. I'm not certified in this. I'm not the best in this. No, what being an expert is it's just you being able to offer insight, advice, or practical help in order to help somebody get from point A to point B. Now, I can imagine you already starting to discredit yourself and say, I don't know what I can help anybody with anything. I'm not good at anything. I'm not the best at this. I'm not an expert in anything. Again, it's a matter of perception. You don't have to be the best in the world in order to be helpful to somebody. You just need to be a step or two ahead of where they are. I want you to think of maybe your favorite recipe that you are great at cooking in the kitchen because you've cooked it so many times. And I want you to picture that you are bringing someone to your kitchen and they're sitting with the recipe for the first time. And to them, it looks complicated. They're like, I don't know how to make a roux. What's a roux? Or what's a simmer? And in your mind, you're like, oh, well, let me show you, because it's so ingrained in you. You've done it so many times. You don't see yourself as an expert. You're like, I just love this recipe. I've cooked it a lot of times. However, someone who is fresh to the recipe, has never tried it, they already perceive you as an expert because you just have more practice at it, or you have experience with it. That's all this is. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to have your doctorate or a certification. So it's important that you understand positioning yourself in a way that doesn't allow you to get paralyzed or think, I can't be that person. I don't know enough with that. Another thing that people get really caught up in is they think they need to position themselves as an expert in a way that aligns with their products. So let me give you an example. Let's say you sell a wellness product that's specifically around gut health. You do not need to be a gut health expert in order to sell gut health supplements. And I know your brain is probably breaking at that, because I see a lot of people think, well, all my content now needs to be about gut health, or all my content needs to be, about, the microbiome and all those things. And now I need to be the expert in it for people to trust me. That is not the case. All someone needs to do in order to buy a product from you is just to trust you on any capacity, meaning they trust your advice, they trust your insight, and they trust your referrals. I'm going to break that down even more so. So if you're like, wait, so if I don't have to be a gut health expert, then how do they trust me to build a relationship? Like, how do they trust me to buy a product from me if I don't have to be an expert in this? All you have to do is share your experience. That's literally all you have to do, and say, okay, here's how I felt before. Here's how I feel now. Here's what worked for me. But where is the trust actually built before that conversation? The trust is built before that conversation with the area you have decided to offer value to your audience. So you could be, a gentle parenting fan where you love it. You've been practicing it for a couple years, and you offer your own gentle parenting tips to your page, and someone comes to your page and they love the tips you have. You say, hey, here's 3 things I do when my kid is having a tantrum. 1, 2, and 3. And your reader watches that and they're like, they go apply it and it works. Now they see you not only as somebody who can help them in one area, there's the order of transference. Now they have a transference of belief where they associate, well, your expertise here, the fact that you helped me here, they have a correlation or a transference in their mind where they think, well, if you can help me here, then you can help me here. Because if they get enough help from you through other areas of education, it could be, your favorite recipe. Like I teach you crock pot meals, and we're going to dive into that at a deeper level. But this is how you build that trust, is like, hey, here's one area I help you. And by the way, here's this other thing I do that really helps me. And if they have the correlation in their brain of like, well, she has helped me in this area before, then of course they can help me in this area. Now we have established trust for why they would trust you to try your product. So again, you do not have to be an expert on the topic that correlates with what you're selling. So if you sell a beauty product, you don't have to be a makeup artist, you don't have to be a hairstylist, you don't have to be a beauty guru. You can just, like, literally your brand can be hot mess mama that gets makeup done in 5 minutes, and like they're consuming your relatable content, like, oh my gosh, she's a hot mess mama just like me. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Oh, well, I always love everything she talks about, and I love that she refers, like, this favorite bag from Amazon and this favorite thing here. Why wouldn't I try the makeup she's already talking about? Again, it's the power of correlation. It's the transference of, if they can help me here, that the brain can more easily bridge the gap in their mind of, therefore they can help me here. You're bridging the gap in their mind of them seeing you as somebody who will help. Another part of positioning is, what I see a lot of people do is they tend to center their social media platform too much on themselves. Like, it becomes about their journey, especially when people are talking about the business. They're talking about, here's where I was before I started my business, and it's taught me so many things, and it's changed my life, and it's giving me so much. I understand the testimonial you are given. However, your reader doesn't care when they are watching your content. They don't care about your life. They're thinking about their life. They're thinking, I got to pay my bills. I got to take care of my family. I want to be home with my kids. So when you're just like, this thing came into my life, it was this amazing opportunity, and my whole life has changed, join me for more. What you're doing is you're just talking about yourself. You're painting yourself as the hero of the story. But really, in order for people to engage with your platform, every reader inserts themselves into the grander narrative. So when you're reading a story, you're inserting yourself into the story as a character. You're inserting yourself there. So if you are playing the hero of the story, if it's all about you, someone is reading your content and they're not able to insert themselves into the content because you're the hero. It's important that you establish yourself as a guide. And how you are doing that is you're saying, here's my experience. Here are the paths I have traveled, and here's how I can help you accomplish the same things. It's centering the story back on them. Here's how you feel. Here's what you want. Here are the obstacles that are getting in the way of where you are now and where you want to be. And I have sorry, my Siri was talking to me, and I have overcome those obstacles, which is how I can help you overcome the same obstacle. Now, some of you might be like, but I haven't overcome any obstacle in my business. I haven't even signed my first customer. That's okay. I want you to think of, what am I able to help them with? How is it possible I do have the tools to help somebody who's just a step behind me? Can I plug them into a system with my team? Can I offer third-party validation? Can I plug them in with my upline while my upline teaches both of us? We can learn together. We can do this alongside of each other. You do not have to be at the destination in order to be worthy of helping someone at their origin or at the beginning. But so many people think, when I am the top earner in this company, then I'll feel qualified to help people. Or when I'm at the first rank, then I'm qualified to talk about the business. But again, if you're waiting to feel qualified instead of deciding that you are qualified, you're always going to be waiting for some outside circumstance to validate a thought about you. Because then you're telling yourself, I only feel validated by a rank, by a title, by recognition, instead of, I validate myself and I don't have to wait for a rank, a title, recognition, or earning the trip in order for me to help somebody get from point A to point B. I know for me, when I started as a coach, I didn't have a bunch of client testimonials when I started showing up online and saying, like, I can help you. I wasn't able to say, here's how I helped Susan in all of these areas, and here's how I helped Mary in all of these areas. I just had to sit with the conviction that I knew I could help somebody. I knew I could help them get from point A to point B. I didn't need client testimonials to believe that about myself. And some of you are waiting for testimonials of your own success to believe that you can help somebody. But you have to start before that. And that's what I did. I said, okay, how do I know I can help somebody? And I had a list and I wrote it all down. And I would say that's what you need to do. And it's part of your work in the questions in the workbook, is really forcing yourself to see yourself as a guide, as someone who can help, as someone who does have influence, as somebody who can help somebody get from point A to point B. I want you to ask yourself, can I see myself as being helpful to somebody? And the answer, I want you to decide yes. Again, there's waiting to feel worthy, there's waiting to feel qualified, and you will never feel qualified. It might be a year, it might be 2 years, or you might even get to the top rank of the company and have imposter syndrome because you still don't feel qualified. Trust me, I know, because I've coached hundreds of six-figure earners who have that exact, mental dichotomy going on in their mind. They're like, well, I have all the success, but I still don't feel qualified to be here. So now I feel bad that I have all this success without feeling qualified. Instead of waiting for circumstances or people or things to qualify you, decide. It really is a decision. I am qualified to help somebody who's just 1 or 2 steps behind me. I don't need to be 15 steps ahead. I don't need to be the expert. I don't need to have 100,000 followers in order to have credibility. I don't need 1,000 followers to have credibility. I just need to have a willingness to help, a belief that I can help, and a desire to help somebody, and an internal conviction knowing that I can help. And I will gain testimonies as I go. And that's what I did. I just said, I can help you. Here's how I can help you. I never made the story about me. I just made it about, hey, here's the struggle I'm noticing. Here's what helped me. Can I help you do the same thing? And without a doubt, every person was like, yes. And then eventually I started building testimonials. And then I started, but I never needed the testimonials to validate a belief in myself. I decided I was validated in that belief from the moment I started. And you have to decide that too. This is also so important about understanding what it actually means to step into the identity of an expert. It's nobody calling you an expert. It's you deciding I am one by my own right, because my experiences, they matter. How I've overcome A, B, and C, that matters. And I know I can help somebody. This is the first step into really owning your social media platforms and building trust with your audience. Let's talk about the concept of becoming valuable. If you understand what selling is just an exchange of value. You are giving something valuable, and in turn, they're going to give you something valuable in turn. So they're going to give you their time, their attention, or their energy. When it comes to social media, when it comes to the world we live in today, we live in an attention deficit economy, meaning you have to earn somebody's attention. You have to earn their eyeballs on your content. You have to earn the follow. You have to earn why they should consume your content. Just because you're friends with them doesn't mean they're going to go read and consume your content. And in order to build trust with your audience, you have to be somebody who is valuable. They have to perceive that you offer value, and that you, in turn, are someone who gives value and you are valuable yourself. This is how trust works. So some of you might be freezing up already and being like, okay, what exactly is value? How do I add value? I don't know what's even valuable. What can I possibly have to offer? So before we even talk about like your cold market, you have people who you already have relationship and connection with. You already have people who trust you. They're in your audience. Now, we don't want to abuse their trust and go straight to a pitch if you haven't talked to them in 6 months or a year. You actually have to be valuable on your social media platform first. And we're going to talk about how to engage and connect in the next couple of videos. But in this video, I first want you to make sure that you have a very clear understanding of what it means to be somebody who is valuable online. Because in order for you to be valuable, you have to be somebody who consistently offers value to the audience. Now, you might be asking yourself, but I don't know what's valuable. How do I know what's valuable? And I'm going to break it down into a really simple categories, and you may have heard it before, but value is something that might be empowering. So, that could be motivating, maybe inspiring, maybe relatable, right? Where someone feels empowered because you shared your story, they might be empowered to go do something because of what you shared. Maybe it could be experience. And I'm actually going to make that a separate category. So you have empowering, sharing experiences. And this is where most people I see devalue themselves because they don't believe that their life experiences are valuable enough to share with people. Sometimes we tend to overvalue the stories that are very dramatic and intense and, very Hollywood-esque, but really experiences can be valuable to somebody just because they find a connection to you through a shared experience. It doesn't have to be a traumatic experience. It doesn't have to be a crazy experience. Sometimes it could just be as simple as, oh, I can't believe we were at Disneyland at the exact same week together. What a small world. What was your favorite rides? What were you doing? Like shared experiences. This is shared. It creates connection. I mean, think about people who you relate with because you have a shared experience with them and you relate about those experiences. Okay, so empowering, experience, educational. This is where you are saving them a Google search. We'll do saving them a Goog. Anything that they don't have to go and look up themselves, troubleshoot themselves. If you say, hey, here's a hack. I mean, I know some of you probably follow accounts on Instagram or TikTok where they're giving you life hacks, or there's this one account, it's called Effective Spacers or something. And all she teaches, she has literally hundreds of thousands of followers. And all she teaches is how to fold literally anything: presents, gifts, pillowcases, fitted sheets, fitted sheets, jeans, t-shirts, literally you name it. She shows you how to fold it neatly and perfectly so to maximize your space. And people find that educational. They're like, thank you for teaching me this. Like I would have had to go deep down the rabbit hole of YouTube in order to do this. So save them a Goog or a YouTube search. Something where you are educating based on maybe your experience, things you've tried and true. Here's what works for me. Here's what I like. It's like a unique problem that you have experience solving. So, I have several clients because I live in Colorado Springs, which is near an Army base. And it's near Fort Carson. And I had a few hair clients who were very used to their husbands deploying, and they ended up becoming mentors to newer wives who were getting used to deployment. And they're like, well, let me show you what works for me. This is how we pack, because they're moving every 3 years. They're like, well, this is how we do really efficient packing. Here's how to get your best dentist, your hairstylist, and all these things. Like they are seasoned in this experience. Like it's a unique problem. Like, hey, deployment or moving every 3 years. And I actually have experience solving this. So I'm going to give you a few tips. Essentially, you're saving someone effort, time, and energy by them having to figure out the hard way. You're like, hey, don't do that. I already learned that the hard way. So let me teach that to you. So essentially, you're how to make it easier. Make it easier. Okay. Empowering, experience, educate. Empower, experience, educate. I think that's it. And the last one is actually, now that I remember it, it's entertaining. So for my goofy goobers here, I like to sit and, I like to be entertaining with my content. I like it to be fun and humorous and relatable and silly because it helps people remember more. Oh, I'm just realizing you can't see all of that. Okay, so this idea of entertaining. So funny, silly, relatable, like the comic I'm going to call this is the performer. These are our friends who like to perform. So sometimes people will watch, I realize you can't see that. Here we go. So sometimes people will watch a performer on social media and they'll think, you might get someone to your team and they see that you are a performer and they build a lot of trust with you and rapport. You build rapport with them because you're so funny. They feel like they're getting to know you through their content. This actually is valuable. Like, think about all the relatable, mom humor that you watch, or just like a lot of times reels go viral because they're relatable. They like, this is it. These are actually how reels go viral. And again, the goal is not to be viral. The goal is to be valuable. Viral is a matter of luck. Value is a matter of consistency, and is a matter of trust and timing. You don't need talent. It's not an algorithm thing. This is how you can ensure people will consume your content, enjoy your content, and you are building trust with them. You're building rapport, and you're earning the right to sell to them. You're earning their ear. This is what they're in an attention deficit economy. In order to get their attention, you have to trade them value for their attention. You can't just demand their attention. You can't just post about your product and complain that nobody's engaging with your content. It might be because, and I want to say this too, like, this is apart from your products. You have to give people a reason to follow you apart from your product. Someone's might not follow you because you sell oils. They might follow you because of your gentle parenting techniques, or they might follow you because you're a homesteader. They might follow you because they like that you're a little crunchy and a little hippie. They might like that they relate to you in that. They might like that you're actually humorous. So they're not very rarely will someone follow you because of the product. They will follow you because of the value, the unique value that you offer them, where they will enjoy consuming your content because it fits one of these categories. So like I said, if you have someone join your team and they look at you and they're like, I could never do what you do because I'm not entertaining, this is where you can say, that's okay. You don't have to be an entertainer. In fact, there's many different categories of value. And you can say which one feels more aligned for you. And I'm going to ask you that. When you look at these, what feels aligned for you? Like, I'm not a dancer. I don't do the goofy things, Kristen. I'm not gonna lip sync or any of that. But I really do like sharing my experiences. I've come from really hard things. Maybe you have a child with disabilities and you have had a very long, painful road of learning how to navigate that. And you really want to help other parents who just have maybe a new diagnosis, or they're entering into a new reality. You want to help them. You want to minimize all the hardship that you had to experience because nobody else was there to help you. Really, what this is like, how can I minimize someone else's discomfort through my experiences? So that might be you. You might be like, I'm an educator by nature. You might be a teacher. You might be a nurse. You might have a natural educator teaching part of you that you're like, I actually really like the idea of teaching. Well, what would I teach? And if I was to have a YouTube channel on something other than my product, other than my business, what would I teach on? What would I want to educate on? What would I want to empower? I would say with empowering, it's really important because it can easily be like really fluffy, just mindset things. Like, if you want to be empowering in this category, it's so important that you are vulnerable, because otherwise you will come across as if you have it all together and that you're just this mindset guru with these fluffy platitudes. And it might even read as toxic positivity. So I would say, if you are in the empowering camp, like, I really love empowering people, you have to also, it's so important that you're deeply relatable. And in order to be relatable, people have to be able to listen to you and think that she's just like me. She's no different than I am. She just has these tools that I don't have, but that she's sharing this tool with me. I want you to think of you being in this academy. Before joining the academy, you didn't have the tool of the thought model. You just were trying to, get results, and you didn't know why you weren't getting results, and you knew you were trying to change your behaviors and you didn't know why you were changing them. But I am now giving you a tool inside this academy to change your results and change your reality. That's a portion of the value that I'm giving you in order to enable you. But I also give free tools through my content. I'm like, hey, try this, do this, think about things differently. Like, a lot of people get transformation, albeit slow transformation, through my free content. Okay. So it's important that you sit with, okay, which ones resonate most with me. You can be a little bit of all of it. I tend to be a little bit of all of it, but I mostly land with I usually sit with empowering, entertaining, and educational. Like those are my three. Sometimes I'll share my experiences. My book was a big part of sharing my experiences, and that built a bridge between me and my audience where it was no longer this vast chasm between us of like, Kristen can't possibly understand me. She doesn't know me. And part of my book, Pivot to Purpose, was that so that people felt like she has walked a mile in my shoes, and therefore I can trust her to give me this advice because she deeply understands where I am. That is value. It's somebody reading your content and thinking, wow, they get me. They've gone through this. Oh, when you have someone thinking, oh, me too, that's when you know you've offered value. And you can offer value to your existing audience now. It's not about deciding, oh no, I have to like find a niche like this. This isn't exactly your niche, but this starts to point to your niche. It will point to it, but this is how you deliver the content or deliver the value or your style of value that you are consistently giving to your audience. So part of being somebody that's valuable online, it really starts with the decision to see yourself as valuable, to see yourself as somebody who has value to offer the world. And this is when I see people discredit and diminish their experience and saying, that's not that great. That's not that big of a deal. It's not that important. Nobody could possibly get any value from that. Or I'm not very funny. Nobody would want to look at me. Just notice, like, this is where self-talk will destroy people. And they'll show up and they won't show up in the world powerfully or authentically because they really believe I'm not a valuable person. Therefore, I don't have value to give. You have to first believe that you are a person of value. And you have to decide, okay, these experiences I've had, they're valuable because, and fill in the blank, and force your brain to answer the question. Force your brain to go to work because, listen, if your brain's been telling you for 10 years that you don't have any valuable experiences to share with others, and it's just the world is just better if you're quiet and not sharing, your brain is on autopilot there. So when you're saying, I have value to offer, your brain's gonna be like, yeah, but I have all this evidence that says otherwise. So you actually have to force your brain to go to work, and you're gonna feel resistance because your brain's gonna be fighting you with, yeah, but what about this? Yeah, but what about this? And you have to say, I hear you, brain. I'll let you have your moment to talk in a minute here. But right now, I'm forcing myself to see how it might be possible that I actually have valuable experiences or things of value to offer people. Again, a lot of times we devalue ourselves or we diminish our value the moment we start comparing ourselves to somebody else. We look at what they're offering in the world and we think that's so much better than what I could offer, and I could never do that, or I don't have their experiences, therefore I could never measure up to the value that they're creating in the world. And anytime you compare yourself, you're diminishing your own value. You're saying they're more valuable than I am. It's worth for them to shine brightly, but not for me. I'm not allowed to take up space in this world. And maybe that's what deciding you have value is about for you, is deciding that you're allowed to take up space in the world and you're allowed to have a voice and that your experiences matter. I will say there might be people in your life, maybe from your childhood, maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a parent who instilled in you from a very young age that you were not somebody of value, and you started devaluing yourself from a young age. And I would just invite you to have such tender compassion with yourself in this conversation. And the moment you're saying, I don't have value, I would just get very curious and ask and take a minute to ask yourself, whose voice might that be that's telling me I don't have value? Is it a parent? Is it a relative? Is it a teacher? Is it a coach? Is it a boss? It might not be your voice, but you've just never slowed down enough to actually figure out, well, where is that voice coming from? And once you understand the source, you can understand the lack of credibility of the source and be like, I don't have to believe that source anymore. Maybe my 5-year-old self did, but I'm an adult now and I don't have to believe that. Or I was 21 when my boss said that, and I can see why my 21-year-old self felt like they needed to believe that, but this older, wiser version of myself, I don't have to believe that anymore. And I would just really invite you to sit with the idea that you're allowed to have value and take up space in the world and have voice, and that you have unique experiences that can serve somebody. I have this, it's a chapter in my book where I talk about talent bias and skills bias, where we're so busy looking at what other people have and we're discrediting what we have that we think we have no special skill or talent to offer in the world because we're too busy looking outside, comparing ourselves. But once we can decide that we are a person of value no matter what, we start finding valuable things about ourselves. And then we start finding things to share with others. So, when it comes to being valuable online, it starts with you deciding first that you are a human with inherent value simply because you are here in the world, that you exist. You don't have to produce anything to be of value. You have value simply because you were born. And because you are somebody of value, you have value to offer. The moment you decide I'm valuable, you have value to give.
You guys want to discuss for 5 minutes and then jump into our Power 30? Yeah. You could. I do think that if I've heard her correctly, and Jamie, you can correct me on this. I do think for you to be able to draw a certain audience of people, it is important to maybe for your sake to stick with one thing that you really hype valuing online. So maybe you do really go all in on like, hey, I'm Doug, I'm gonna teach you about AI. Come onto my channel. This is how I apply it to my Juice Plus business. Here's some examples, da 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 da. Here's how I apply it to, like, you could have a lot of fun with that. If that's what's fun to you, then I think is that what you think, Jamie? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think that you did hear her correctly, and because I have Kindle, I think I told you I hadn't watched the organic marketing before, but I forgot. Yeah,
Okay.
because it just starts to be, these are just good reminders though, right? Can watch it all the time. So she definitely cues into in other videos and in the mindset coaching piece that comes before this usually about a niche. So, but what I think she's saying with value is to value all the pieces that you bring that made you good at this niche. So let's say you are into music and you're doing, say your niche is Tower Garden. I mean, I think of you as the Tower Garden guy. You know, I don't know, I haven't known you that long, but when I think of Doug, I'm like, oh, Doug, the Tower Garden guy. So why wouldn't you play music to your plants? Right? That would be kind of cool. You're like, sometimes I'm gonna play my guitar or I put music on for my plants because I love music. You know, like maybe entering those pieces of your personality that are valuable in your life into your niche. So not necessarily broadening the niche, but like Kendall said, I use AI when I'm doing Tower Garden because I want to, you know, I want to know what you guys are doing. So I ask AI, give me the top 10 gardening concerns that people have. And then I find those. That's how I use AI. That's what I think that she is saying. It doesn't mean you have to do it that way, but it's what I've gotten from it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about being you,
Mhm.
period. Be you and bring you out in everything that you do in your brand. It's all about who you are and what you have to offer. And it can come in so many ways. It doesn't have to be all about that one particular subject. It could be within the subject, as Dr. Jamie said. There's so many courses. One of the courses I took, Kat Karoy's Instagram course, and it was the most effective that I have ever taken. All of these points were given, and of course, it's a lifetime membership, so you can always go back. And what this did for me, Kendall, thank you so much. This reminded me of some of the things, just like Dr. Jamie said, these things, you have it stored away somewhere. And if you're not constantly working on it, it fades away into the background. So what this did was bring it right up to the fore again. So it's great.
That's good. I think my favorite thing that she said, I don't be the hero, which I think I have a tendency to do because I'm a teacher, and I'm like, ooh, this knowledge and this knowledge and this knowledge. And like my sister said this to me, she's like, some of the things you post, even though I know it's about health, she's like, I'm not a fellow 50-year-old woman who can do that workout. He was like, it just looks totally unattainable to me. I'm like, oh gosh. And that was literally like 3 seconds of the reel. And so, making sure that people can insert themselves into your story when you are problem solving, that is really good for me to remember, that I don't have to have the problem solved to post it.
One thing we'll have to do next, we have endless videos to honestly watch. I'll just scroll through this. Maybe tomorrow we'll go into niche training, and we can do like why and when, choosing and committing, and start figuring out our niche, kind of bounce around with these because there's like a lot of good stuff.
It's amazing that you're able to share this information, Kendall.
Don't tell anyone.
We had to agree not to share it, share it privately with your own team, that kind of thing. But that, that you don't share it. So this is great.
Well, I'm like, this is blowing my mind learning this stuff. And I know a lot of the people in our community, I want everyone in our community to get online because I want to be able to direct people and go, oh, let me repost what Dr. Valerie posted. Oh, let me repost what Doug posted. I think our team of Juice Plus as a whole is just the most awesome community in the world. And I want more people to see y'all because not everyone's going to show up on a Zoom or not everyone's going to show up to a conference, but they are looking at their phone a lot. Okay, let's
While you guys start that, I gotta go outside and take a picture for my post, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Are we continuing on, or is this for the next time? Awesome.
All right, so I'm gonna get this going. Let's skip into it.
To say we are. All right. You guys ready? Okay.
I'm gonna lower the music for just a second here. Okay, so I just want to remind you of what our goal is in this session. This is not a coaching session. This is a working session. So the goal of this is for you to move with speed and efficiency, and for you to be in the practice and the habit of doing your value, like doing your gray box activities, and learning to move through resistance you feel, because your brain is going to offer you, I don't know what to say, I don't know where to connect. You're just going to move through that resistance, move through that, power through, keep working. We are leaving perfectionism behind. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started, my friends. So we're going to have 10 minutes of engagement. Okay. You are going to connect with 10 new leads on one platform. Choose Instagram or Facebook. You want to ask open-ended questions, like, connect, and comment. You can comment on their stories. I want you to make sure you're asking an open-ended question that invites conversation. Put effort into this. You can, if you're on Facebook, you can interact with other people in a niche-based Facebook group by, interacting on a post that they made. Ask a question there. High value, remember, open your Facebook friends list, engage on 10 friends posts, recent posts, ask a question. Maybe they went skiing this past weekend. Ask them what that was like. Share where you like to ski. Okay. The goal of this is simply to boost visibility and be social on social media so that more people see when you are posting and talking about your business. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and give you 10 minutes to do that. you've already done 10, I just want you to keep going. You're going to get, as we move through this challenge, you're going to get faster and faster at engaging and connecting. We've got 3 more minutes, friends. 3 more minutes on engaging and connecting. Okay, we're going to be wrapping up your engagement and connecting in a minute here, so be ready to change gears. If you've done your connecting, go ahead and comment and say done. Nice, good job. Excellent. Good job, Rita. Done, done, done. Excellent. All right. You guys are getting a lot faster at this. That's perfect. All right, we're gonna move into your post. Okay, I'm gonna lower the volume while I talk. Okay, so the next part is you are going to be writing a value post today. At the end of the week, last week on Thursday, I had you write an objection post. Today is a value post. If you know your niche, I want you to write a post, a value post based on your niche. If you don't know your niche, I don't want you to have any drama. Anybody can use this this value-based post. Okay, so here we go. So I just want to remind you that the goal of this is to create engagement, conversation, and convey value with your audience. The goal of the post is not to generate a sale, is to create conversation, connection, build trust with your audience. So notice the call to action. Since you're not talking about your business or your product here, you want to make sure to do so maybe in your stories today. Remember, show your face, show yourself using your product in your everyday life in your stories. So the value-based post, the prompt today is a time-saving hack, your favorite time-saving hack. You can use it in relation to your niche. If your niche is like, well, my niche doesn't have really anything to do with time-saving, which I doubt, because I feel like we can have time-saving in everything. Like, I'm like, oh, I could give you time-saving with, like with weight loss, with business, with motherhood, with parenting. Remember, the top 3 things that people find valuable are saving time, saving energy, and saving money. So today we're focusing on saving them time. I gave you a prompt that you could use. If you hate feeling rushed every morning, here's my favorite time-saving hack so you can have smoother mornings. Notice how it's like, here's the hack. What's the benefit? So you can have smoother mornings. Describe what your life used to look like before trying the hack. Share the hack and what people can expect if they actually use your hack. Like say, hey, now here's what my mornings look like after using this hack. And then call to action, ask others to share, hey, what's your favorite time-saving hack? Or share their thoughts about yours. Again, you want to just create conversation and back and forth. The picture you want to do with the post. Again, I don't want you to do too many graphic type posts where it's not your face and it's just captions. Have a nice mix of your face or graphics. I typically say, please use your face. It performs 80% better. So make sure it's a well-lit picture, nothing dark. Show your smiling face. You can also use a carousel slide if you're doing Instagram. All right. So that is your value-based post. We're going to take the rest of your time this morning to write your post. Do not choose to indulge in drama and confusion. Rita, don't make it too lengthy. If you feel yourself starting to check out of your own body, then your audience will too. Keep it not too short, but like a paragraph. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the music back on and let you guys get to work. brain's going to offer you a lot of commentary right now. This isn't valuable. I don't have enough hacks. I'm drawing a blank. Move through that. What's happening is your brain is likely you're running it through a filter thinking, well, that's not interesting. Well, no one wants that, but just thinking something is better than nothing. I'm going to post something out there. Even if I think it's not valuable, who's to say it's not valuable? Just move through that resistance and type away, friends. Tell your brain to shut up, take a seat, and move on. Remember, your brain wants to conserve energy and not do hard things. So if writing a value post is a hard thing, your brain's gonna be like, I'm tired. I don't know what my niche is. I don't know what to say to people. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Move on, push through. You're not stuck. Your brain is just telling you that you're stuck. You move through this. It's a great one, Simone. She said, my hack is how I save time during dinner after a long day. Good job. Nice, Laura, good job. I always encourage to never write your caption inside the app you're going to post to. Write it in the notes of your phone, a Google Doc, a Word doc, okay? That way you can copy and paste when it's ready to go. Or if the app crashes, you're not losing, the caption that you were working so hard on. Good job. Some of you are done already. Great. Ooh, love that, Jessica. Rita, that's perfect. Amanda, you do not need to create a graphic carousel now. No. If you'd like to, you have 10 minutes to do so, and you can, but to save time and just in the effort of getting things done, you could just post a well-lit picture. If you're done, I want to encourage you to move back into engagement. You can go back to connecting with some people, or you can move into some follow-up. You've got 10 minutes. Look at how much you've gotten done in just 20 minutes. I would encourage you to move into your follow-up. Choose 3 to 5 people to follow up with. this. You're getting at least 2 of your gray box activities done. I really want to encourage you to post this on your main page. The goal is to also attract new people to your platform. Remember, people that are in like your VIP customer groups, they're already opted in to your business, your product. They already have an interest and knowledge, and you have some level of trust with them already. So this is like front facing, what we're going to call the top of your funnel. If you've gone through organic marketing, your value post is to get people to come to you, build that trust so that when you make an offer and say, join my private community where I offer more of this. And by the way, you can do that after this value post. You can offer people to join your free community if the value fits what your community is about. Like, hey, I have a free Facebook community where I share time-saving tips and tricks in relation to, you know, cooking or makeup or morning routines or fitness or meal planning, right? You don't have to, but it's an option, right? Yes, your personal page. Love that, Sarah. Well done. Laundry hack. Love it. You can put the link in the caption, Amanda, for your Facebook community or on Instagram. On Instagram, the caption won't work in the comments. So on Instagram, you want to say, you know, comment the word, you know, time save or whatever, time hack, to get an invite to the community. On Facebook, you can have the direct link in the comments. We've got 6 more minutes, friends. You guys are going to get faster and faster at this as we move through this challenge. Some of you are like, wow, already done with a post and 10 connections in the last 20 minutes. Look at how fast this can be. This is why when people say, I don't have time to work my business, I'm like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Good job, Cassie or Casey. Good job, Stephanie. Good job. Wait, good job, Don. If you're done, go ahead and comment done. Megan says she's having drama posting reels versus static posts. Here's my thing. If you come to these power mornings, you have 1 static post done per day, and then later in the afternoon, you could post a reel if you have time. 2 posts in a day, even better. I love this. Someone said, this post is so good and versatile. It can be a caption, a reel, and a carousel. True, you can repurpose your content, friends. Done, done. Good job. patience building hack with toddlers. Love that. 4 more minutes, my friends. Michelle, since most of your content is videos and tutorials, I love that. Consider, if you are willing to double down, consider doing a static post and a video-based content each day. Right now on Instagram, posts where people are swiping through is getting more engagement on the platform. So just something to consider. You can also have a video content on a carousel. You swipe through and it's a video. That might do really well, like swipe to see my how-to. Good job, Jamie. Look at that. Elise said done, and I have 8 replies from people I engaged with waiting for me in my inbox. Notice, look, we're starting conversation. You're building relationship, you're building trust, you're getting eyeballs on your content. This is what's important. If you want eyes on your content, you have to do this engaging and connecting, period. And it's often the thing that people have the most drama about. Great, Sarah, you got something done. Got 2 minutes left of your power morning. If you're done, go ahead and comment done that you finished your value post and your connections. A lot of you saying, I have never finished a post this fast. I know, because I'm here saying, nope, ignore that drama, keep going, keep going. The more you train your brain to ignore the drama that comes up and move through the resistance, the faster you will be at working your business and the more trust you will build with yourself. Good job, Megan. So many of you commenting done. Good job. For those of you that are done, think about this feeling you feel right now. Like, notice that you have created more trust with yourself. You have proven to your brain that you can, in fact, work quickly, that you can, in fact, get things done, that you can, in fact, make time for your business. Go ahead and wrap up and post. We're not aiming for perfection, my friends. Go ahead and post. Personal page, post this on your personal page. I kind of talked about that earlier. You can watch the replay as to why I suggest posting this on your personal page and not your VIP group. I love that, Christina. Good job. All right. You did it. Round of applause for you.
I want to encourage you to make these power mornings part of your everyday activity. If you are
Thank you, Kendall.
You're
Got
so
So much. I had two challenges on finding or connecting. I don't know how. I went to pages or what is it, notifications, the feeds on
News-
Facebook. It was a whole bunch of groups. I mean, general posts. I went to friends and 90% were the same, and the same people that I'm not commenting much on their post, but it was a struggle, a challenge to find people to comment. That took me a long time for me. And then on the post, since I wasn't expecting that, to find I had the caption, but to find the image, I was like, ah. But I
Well,
found it.
I heard Jamie, so I ran out to the Tower Garden right when she said that. I know. Tower Garden's always an easy post. I mean, for me, just what else have I got here?
That's a fail-proof option.
What? Oh, 18 new photos, it says. I know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I want to make sure you only see 3 pictures on my post, not 18, right?
I only see 3 pictures, but on my notification, it said 18.
Oh, okay, I got scared.
I don't know why. But yeah, I see it. I like successful morning starts the night before. That's good.
That's exactly what I.
Hello,
what I
hello,
did,
welcome,
very
welcome
similar
to
to what I did.
Plant-Based Life.
It's just that for
Is that
some
our
reason,
name?
for the last couple of days, I haven't been able to post on Instagram. On my computer, it just keeps giving me an error message, so I have to download it to my phone, save it to my phone, and upload it. Yeah, it's crazy. So when I go to share and then click Instagram, and then, continue. We couldn't find anywhere to publish. Please log into your account to check your permissions. I've been getting that all week. And then
Well-
it says, if you can't find your Instagram account, update your Facebook settings. So I updated my Facebook settings. Still keep getting the error message.
Did you log back into both of those after it went down the other day?
Did I log out?
Well, they kind of
That's
all
what it is.
day, and then you had to log in again.
Right. I think I'll do that again.
Your
But
Insta-
anyway, I did upload it on my phone, and now I want to put it on Facebook, and I didn't see what Doug had suggested. He gave us a link. Where's the link? In the chat. Didn't you give us a link in the chat, Doug? Yeah, link to post here. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, you saw mine.
All right. I'll figure it.
Right now it says you're live. Does. Yeah,
Okay.
that's funny.
I'll figure it.
Good.
That was really good.
Good.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kendall, for being selfless and
Yes.
sharing this. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm happy to. It's fun to have more people on here with me. It's like, now we got a whole group.
Mhm.
Awesome. Still need to do my last little thing.
Yeah. How did you know? I already did chat GPT on that post. I don't know. Mhm. Uh-huh. Yeah, nobody's commenting except for you, Dougie. Uh-huh, I do. Yep. That's right. That's how I like it. All right, Emma's waiting for you, honey. She's. He likes using my posts. Let's see. Maybe if I do put it in my smoothie.
That sounds good. Thanks for hanging out on here, guys.
Thank you, Kendall. Appreciate it.
Jamie, do you need to stay on and talk about your post or anything you good?